Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment your thoughts, share this story, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the next tale. It was supposed to be a weekend of adventure, a break from the monotony of life. Sarah and her friends chose the old Oak Hollow Forest, a place rumored to be haunted by countless lost souls. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting pale fingers of light through the dense canopy overhead. They set up camp, laughter mingling with the rustle of leaves, blissfully unaware of the shadows lurking just beyond their campfire's glow. As night fell, a heavy silence enveloped them. The forest was alive with whispers that danced through the trees, flickering like the flame of their fire. "Did you hear that?" Dave asked, his voice a low murmur. An uneasy tension crept in as the others exchanged glances, a wave of anxiety pulsing through the group. "It's just the wind," Sarah reassured, though her own heart thudded wildly. Later, while the others slept, Sarah felt a pull, an allure that beckoned her away from the warmth of the fire. It was as if the forest itself whispered her name, urging her to follow. Against her better judgment, she ventured into the trees. Each step sent a chill down her spine. The darkness swallowed her whole, the sounds of her friends fading into silence. Suddenly, a crack of a branch resounded behind her. She whirled around, heart racing, as the moonlight illuminated a figure. A man stood still, his features obscured by the shadows. His eyes glinted, reflecting a predator's hunger. "Lost your way?" he asked, his voice smooth but laced with menace. Panic surged as Sarah stumbled backward, the path behind her dissolving into a labyrinth of twisting trees. "Where are your friends?" he continued, stepping closer, his smile widening. She recalled the campfire, their frenzied screams when they realized she was missing. She turned to run, but the forest twisted around her. The trees bent in a surreal dance, disorienting her further. Her friends' voices called her name in the distance, faint, fading, swallowed by the dark. Finally, she burst into a small clearing, the air thick with dread. In the middle stood a shrine of sticks and stones, adorned with offerings left by others, pictures, faces of the lost. There she froze. Among them was her own face, a faded photograph taped to the base of the altar. As she trembled, the laughter of her friends returned, echoing eerily through the trees. "Sarah, come play!" they called, voices warped and distorted. She turned to see them, or what she hoped were them, moving through the trees. Their forms were twisted and wrong. "Help me!" she screamed, but there was no reply. In that instant of clarity, she understood. The forest didn't want her to leave. It wanted her to stay. The figure emerged again from the shadows. "Welcome," he said, and the others echoed him, grinning with hollow eyes. "We've been waiting." The forest closed in, shadows deepening as laughter turned to howls. Sarah realized she was not simply lost. She had become part of the haunting tale of Oak Hollow Forest. Her story would echo among the whispers of the trees. Outside, she would be remembered as another mystery, never found, never escaping. The shadows thickened, their embrace both heavy and inviting. Her friends, if they were still her friends, melted into the fabric of the forest. Their eyes shone unnaturally bright, mirroring the man who had lured her here. "Join us, Sarah," they chimed, voices intertwining like vines. "We've found our home." Her heartbeat thundered like war drums as the clearing pulsed with dread. The trees leaned in closer, branches creeping with unholy intent. She turned back to the altar, her photograph waiting for her. A message carved below spoke of resignation. Even in death, she would not be forgotten. Every instinct screamed at her to flee, but a deeper truth rose within. There was no escape. The forest thrummed with life, pulsing through her bones. She had been called here, chosen to join the eternal communion of shadows. The figure stepped forward, his features sharpened by moonlight. A wide smile stretched over sunken cheeks, skeletal and grotesque. "You'll fit in perfectly," he cooed, reaching out a hand cloaked in darkness. "Time has no meaning here." The forest pulsed to an unheard rhythm, a grotesque symphony of souls. Sarah felt herself swept into its current, pulled closer to her friends. They reached out with skeletal hands, warm with the memory of laughter. "Forever is just a moment," they whispered. She trembled, caught between fear and longing, but something deep within resisted. She was Sarah, the girl who loved adventures, who lived for laughter and thrill. Not a whisper in the trees, not a shadow in the dark. With defiance surging, she tore herself free and sprinted. The darkness writhed in frustration as branches clawed and roots tangled her ankles. She pushed through, fueled by the thought of escape. Then she halted as the forest grew gelatinous around her. The laughter morphed into laments, twisting her resolve. The forest was a trap with no exit. With her heart pounding, she cried out, "I am not yours!" Silence answered, heavy and expectant. The figure appeared once more, eyes glinting with malice. "You can run," he hissed, "but you'll always return. The forest remembers." The ground trembled beneath her, alive and shifting. Panic surged as the trees closed in tighter. She stumbled back into the clearing, the altar looming before her. Photos lined its base, familiar faces, their smiles decayed. "Leave us," they whispered, their voices like rustling leaves. "Join us, stay." Sarah fell to her knees, fingers sinking into the cold earth. The forest erupted in applause, leaves thunderous in jubilation. The sinister truth sank in. She was no longer merely human. She was a vessel, a voice, entwined forever in the tale of Oak Hollow. Her fate was sealed. a sorrowful song sung for eternity. The wind howled through the trees, carrying her whisper with it. And outside the forest, the world went on unaware. Another chilling evening, another soul claimed by Oak Hollow. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment your thoughts, share this story, and activate the notification bell so you never miss the next one.